Episode 9 is set to conclude the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of fans are very curious about when it comes to this film by J.J. is, of course, exactly how he's going to wrap everything in the sequel trilogy together, as well as the Skywalker saga itself. Now, we do know that this film is going to connect to the prequel trilogy in some way, shape, or form, in a very important way for the overall Episode 9 plot, which is really going to be something that a lot of fans are very much eager to know more and more about as we get closer to the release date. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, what's really intriguing is that it's been said that the ending of Episode 9 is going to change our perspective on the actual sequel trilogy itself, and will also change certain elements of the characters and how we view them in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi. So, I can only think of a couple of reasons here, that either has to do with a certain truth about the character of Kylo Ren that we are currently not informed about. It could either have to do with Rey's lineage or something about the character of Luke Skywalker that makes us view him differently in both The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi. There could be hidden clues in those movies, as of right now, that are pretty much just flying over our head, where we will truly understand it once Episode 9 drops. The other thing that I can only think about is that maybe Rey has a child. We've been hearing about this more and more these past couple of months or so, about this kid in some of the concept art and storyboard descriptions that also matches up with one of the toddlers that actually was cast for Episode 9, as well as an older kid in around the ages of 5 to 6 years old that is actually going to have a part in this movie that will be acting with Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver. So, the ending to this movie, I'm sure that you guys have heard this before, is that it's been said that it's going to be one of the most unpredictable endings in a Star Wars film. And it's really got my mind going right now. It's really mind-boggling, because I really can't quite figure it out. If it's so unpredictable, what is the ending going to be for Episode 9? Like the actual ending of the movie, the final frame of this movie, that is really going to change our perspective on The Force Awakens and, of course, The Last Jedi. Like I say, I think that the only thing that I could really think about is it's a certain truth about Kylo Ren, something about Rey's lineage, and quite possibly a child that comes from both Kylo and Rey. Those are my top 3 guesses right now, as far as the ending being something of Episode 9 that will change the sequel trilogy itself for both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and change our view of those movies. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like it's something familiar in the original trilogy. If you look at those movies, right? Let's take it, for example, if you lived in the 70s and the 80s and you never saw, the entire trilogy one after the other when they were already released. At that point in time, nobody knew that Darth Vader was going to be Luke Skywalker's father. And also at that point in time, nobody knew that, Leia was going to be the sister of Luke Skywalker. So we could be getting a similar thing here, where there's going to be a huge truth made in Episode 9 that'll make us look at the past 2 films in a totally different way. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, I believe it may have something to do with family or a certain secret that either Luke, Kylo, and Rey are holding. And I think that the possibilities really are endless here when it comes to J.J. Abrams. Like I say, the common thing that a lot of people say that has a lot of people out there very concerned is that J.J. Abrams is a great fixer, however, he's not the greatest closer. So that's the only thing that really does have me on edge a little bit when it comes to J.J. This is a huge deal. I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but this is a huge deal, this movie. This is going to be a historical mega event, because it's going to be the final installment of the Skywalker saga. Like I say, Disney and Lucasfilm, no ifs, ands, or buts. Apparently this is the last chapter film in the Star Wars franchise itself. So the whole entire concept of, Star Wars that has all to do with the Skywalkers will be ending in Episode 9. So what do you guys think? If you look at the originals, like I say, we saw a great example there. If you look at A New Hope at that point in time, nobody knew anything about Luke's, bloodline or his lineage at that, other than, Luke tossed around some dialogue that his father died. Then in Empire Strikes Back, you learn about Darth Vader being his father, and then in Return of the Jedi, that Leia is his sister. It changes everything and how you look at those characters. So, looking at everything here, guys, what do you think about this? And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.